My wife used car trouble as a cover to stay at his house. Look, I'm going to be straight with you. My wife told me her car broke down on the highway and she had to stay at a coworker's place. Sounded reasonable, right? Except the towing company she claimed picked her up. Yeah, they have zero record of any service call. And my neighbor's security camera, well, that told a completely different story. But here's the thing that really messed me up. Once I started digging, I realized the signs had been there for years. I just didn't want to see them. So, before you roast me for being oblivious, just hear me out. I'm 31, she's 29. We were married for just over 8 years. We met when I was 22 and she was 20. Back then, I thought I hit the jackpot. She came from money, like real money. Her family owned a bunch of rental properties across Texas. But she wasn't some spoiled trust fund kid. She actually worked, managed a retail store, put in real hours. I respected that about her. Me, I drove trucks, local routes, not long haul stuff, home every night, which was important to us. We talked about having kids eventually, but we kept pushing it back. She wanted to advance her career first, and honestly, I wasn't in a rush either. From the jump, even when we were dating, she was weird about her phone. Always had it on her, face down on tables. She took it to the bathroom. I noticed it, but I figured maybe she just valued her privacy. Some people are like that. Looking back now, I feel like an idiot for not seeing it as a red flag. For most of our marriage, things seemed fine. We had our ups and downs like most couples do, but nothing that made me think she was being unfaithful. She was affectionate. We had a healthy sex life, and she always told me she loved me. I had no reason to doubt her. Sure, there were little things over the years that seemed odd at the time. A text notification she would swipe away quickly, times when she said she was working late but seemed vague about what kept her. Once I thought I smelled unfamiliar cologne on her jacket, but she said a coworker had hugged her after getting good news about a promotion. I believed her every single time. Why wouldn't I? She was my wife. I trusted her 1000%. But this last year or so, things started to shift. She started working later more often, going out more with friends from work, being less present even when she was home. The excuses got more frequent. I told myself she was just stressed with work, maybe going through something. I even asked her a few times if everything was okay, if something was bothering her. She always said she was fine, just a lot on her mind about work. I had no idea what was really going on. Then came the night that changed everything. She texted me saying her car broke down on the highway coming home from work, said she was stranded, that a towing company was coming to get her, and that a coworker who lived nearby was going to let her crash at their place since it was late. She said she would get a ride home in the morning. I offered to come get her. She said, "No, don't worry about it. Everything was handled. The tow truck was already on the way. She'd be fine." Something felt weird. I thought to myself, why wouldn't she let me come get her? But I didn't push it. I just said, "Okay, be safe. Text me when you get to your coworker's place." She did about an hour later. Said the tow truck took a while to arrive. Said she was there, going to sleep, and would see me tomorrow. I couldn't sleep that night. Something was eating at me. The next morning, she came home around 9. Said her coworker gave her a ride, that her car was at the shop. They'd call when it was ready. I asked which towing company picked her up. She said she couldn't remember the name. Some local place the highway patrol recommended. I asked where her car was being fixed. She gave me the name of a shop, but I have never heard of it. Something in my gut told me to check. I don't know why. Maybe it was the way she wouldn't look me in the eye. I called the shop. They had no record of her car. My heart started pounding. I Googled every towing company that services that stretch of highway and called them all. None of them had any record of picking up her car that night. I sat there staring at my phone, and my whole world started to crack. There had to be an explanation. Maybe she got the names wrong. Maybe the shop hadn't logged it yet. I was grasping at anything. My neighbor across the street, older guy, has got one of those fancy security camera systems that covers his whole property, including a view of our driveway. We're friendly, so I went over and asked if I could check his footage from the previous evening. He could tell something was wrong, didn't ask questions, just pulled it up for me. There it was, clear as anything. My wife's car pulling into our driveway around 6 in the evening, right when she usually got home from work. She got out, went inside. About 20 minutes later, she came back out, got in her car and drove off. Car was running fine. She didn't open the hood to check anything. No smoke was coming from anywhere. No breakdown, no emergency. I felt like I just got punked. I asked my neighbor if I could get a copy of that footage. He put it on a flash drive for me. No questions asked. I went back home and just sat there. 8 years of marriage, and I never suspected a thing. How long had this been going on? How many other lies had there been? I felt like I didn't even know who she was anymore. When she got home that evening, I was waiting. I asked her how her car was running. She said the shop fixed it, just a minor issue. Everything was fine now. I asked how she got the car back. She said she took an Uber to the shop during her lunch break. I asked her what was wrong with it. She said something about the alternator. I asked how much it cost. She threw out some number. Then I asked her why she lied to me. She got defensive immediately, asking what I was talking about. I told her I called the towing companies. I called the shop. Nobody had any record of her car. She started scrambling, said maybe she got the name wrong, that she was stressed and confused that night. I let her dig herself deeper for a few minutes. Then I told her about the security footage, told her I watched her leave the house in her perfectly functioning car. The look on her face, I'll never forget it. Not guilt, not remorse, just anger that she got caught. She tried to flip it on me, asked why I was spying on her, said I was being controlling and paranoid. I couldn't believe it. I catch her in an obvious lie and somehow I'm the bad guy. I asked her whose house she really stayed at. She refused to answer. I told her I needed the truth. After a long silence, she finally admitted it. She'd been seeing someone, a guy from her gym. She said it started about a year ago, that it just happened, that she didn't mean for it to go this far. I asked her if she loved him. She said she didn't know. That answer hurt more than a yes would have. I asked her how many times. She said she didn't want to get into specifics. That told me everything I needed to know. I asked if there had been anyone else before him. She hesitated. That hesitation was its own answer. She eventually admitted there had been one other guy, years ago, early in our marriage. She said it was brief, that it ended quickly, that she felt guilty and never did it again until this current guy. I sat there realizing my entire marriage was a fucking joke. All those years I thought we were happy, thought we were solid. She'd been keeping secrets the whole time. I told her I wanted a divorce. She started crying, said she made a mistake, that she loved me, that we could work through this. I asked her if she thought I was stupid. She didn't answer. She said we could go to counseling, that she would end things with the other guy immediately, that she'd do whatever it took. I told her there was no we anymore. The woman I thought I married didn't exist. She asked where she was supposed to go. I told her that wasn't my problem. She came for money, she would figure it out. She tried to hug me, and I just stepped back. I couldn't even stand to have her touch me. She left that night, went to stay with her parents. They called me the next morning, trying to mediate, saying every marriage has problems. I told them I appreciated everything they'd done for me over the years, but their daughter had been cheating on me, and I was done. Her mom got quiet. Then she asked if I was sure. I said I was more sure of this than anything in my life. I filed for divorce the following week. Texas is a community property state, but since she came from money and we'd kept most of our finances separate, it wasn't as complicated as it could have been. We didn't have kids, we didn't own property together, just had to split some savings and assets. She tried to reconcile a few times during the process, sent long texts about how she changed, how she realized what she'd lost, how she wanted to fight for us. I didn't respond to any of them. The divorce was finalized about 6 months later. Quickest 6 months of my life, honestly. I felt like I could finally breathe. You know what the worst part is? It's not even the cheating itself. It's that I had no idea. I thought I knew her better than anyone. I thought our marriage was solid. Finding out it was all a lie. That's what broke me. After everything was final, I started thinking back on all those little moments over the years. The phone secrecy, the late nights, the times things didn't quite add up, but I brushed them off. I wasn't paranoid enough, and maybe that's on me, but I also know I shouldn't have to be a detective in my own marriage. The funny thing is, after the divorce went through, I found out from a mutual friend that the guy she'd been seeing, the one she stayed with that night, he was married too. His wife traveled for work quite a bit, so she was out of town most weeks. That's how they got away with it for so long. She had no idea what was happening in her own house while she was gone. I thought about reaching out to her, but I was emotionally drained and didn't want to get pulled into more drama. I figured she would find out eventually. These things always come to light. My ex tried to add me on social media a few months back. I didn't accept. There's nothing left to say. People ask me if I regret the marriage. Honestly, I regret that I didn't see the signs sooner. I regret trusting someone who didn't deserve it. But I don't regret walking away when I finally learned the truth. Never again will I ignore my gut when something feels off. Never again will I assume that trust alone is enough. If you're in a relationship and something doesn't feel right, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to verify. I wish I had done that years ago. I'm 31 now, starting over. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Better to start over than to keep building on a foundation of lies. That's my story. Do with it what you will.